Right, we're back at music.fm. Please keep supporting the fund. Donate as we support and we have thrown this party for the sake and the aid of Lewisham Maternity Wing. Okay, we're joined today with Paul Cartwright. Hello, Paul. How you doing? Need to say that on the mic if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, yeah. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Jason Kaye.
All right there. Hello.
Hello. And man like Russell.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How you doing? For those that don't know you guys, could you please explain who you are, where you come from, and what you do? Starting with Paul.
Right. Yeah, my name's Paul Cartwright, and I just live up your way. No, yeah, basically, Music FM, one of my creations, one of my many creations. Very early start-up.
For those that don't know, what is Music FM?
It's a new cloud platform that connects DJs around the world, but also connects to real-life issues and real-life problems. Obviously, DJs play live in anywhere in the world. So for me, like, the fundamental factor is kind of connecting that with community projects, rather than, you know, when the charities are giving back 5%, 2%, we've got to go, listen, this ain't happening.
It's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Like Oxfam and all that. I've always given me old trainer slim and all that. You know what I mean? That ain't happening no more.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, well said, Paul. Well said. You've got to keep the NHS going, mate, because they're sucking it out. You know what I mean?
They are sucking it out. For those that don't know you, Jason, could you tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Well, my name's Jason Kaye. I'm a DJ, also a producer, and I'm a member of Top Buzz as well with Patrick Jarrett.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from North London.
Okay. What part of North London?
Well, I'm a red part of North London.
Yeah, what, the Arsenal? Oi. Powerful. Yeah, mate. I love it. Right, thanks, Jay. Going on to Russ. What's your name? Where you from? What do you do? Or what have you done?
Right, I'm Russell Fehlau. I from North London as well, like Jay.
What part?
North London.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Need to know basis. Yeah. Yeah.
I've just sold loads of records over the years.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Just like that.
Jay's.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Oh, thanks for coming. No, right. Jason, going back to you, can you tell us how you formed Top Buzz? Because I love Top Buzz. When I hear that name, it brings back. It makes me want to go back on the decks again.
Well, I used to go to the raves. I mean, when the boys earlier was talking about the acid house scene, I was there. You know what I mean? I was just a punter.
What, as a punter? Yeah. All right,
so basically, I was just out on the weekend.
Punter of what? Punter of the dance or punter of the MDMA or the Love Dove film?
I was a punter of everything. You know what I mean? Whatever was happening, you know, I was there. So I went to some of them raves that the lads were talking about. They were proper things. I mean,
what that the lads created?
Yeah, that they was involved with. I was there. You know, I was there at what they called it, Ecstasy Airport. It was all over the front page of the Sun. They said there was all ecstasy wrappers on the floor. It's actually the glitter that was coming out of the fireworks. So that was, you know, but I was actually happy to tell my mum, look, that's where I was last night. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's where I was coming from. And I just thought, when I was listening to the tunes and that, I thought, you know what, I've got a fat selection of tunes because I was a vinyl addict. I just used to buy a lot of vinyls. In fact,
well, that's what Davey J was saying earlier. He's vinyl addicts, and he was talking about the culture of going to record shops.
Yeah, I done all that. I mean, at one point, I think I had over 30,000 vinyls. So I started off from the first tune I ever bought was "Love Don't Live Here Anymore," Rolls Royce, and basically I just went from now. Dennis Edwards, Don't Look Any Further, things like that. And I just went on, and when the acid house thing, when I went out raving, I enjoyed myself. After that, I just started to buy dance music all the way. And that's kind of what I did from there. So Top Buzz was formed from there, and we were smashing it all over the place. Yeah, we killed it 91, 92, 93. We started really in 90, but it took a little while to pick up. And then one day someone said to us, yeah, your tape pack is playing in every single council estate in England. Yeah. And that's when I knew that we was going somewhere, you know what I mean? The people had made a choice, and when the people make a choice, you stand by it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because going back to what Wayne said earlier, it was he said it was giving people a career choice. So you were one of them punters that actually made a pound note. Well, not just made a pound note for get money, but you actually sorted out a substantial career for yourself off the back of music and underground music in this country.
Yeah, that's right. And mixing with people like them who was on it, maybe a tiny, let's say a shade older than me. Let's be polite about it. A shade older than me.
Tell it how it is.
You know what I mean? And they were showing us,
all that.
yeah, they were showing us the way. They was our peers.
Yeah.
Because they was doing something we thought was brilliant. You know, it was unheard of them days there. They ended up making those raves illegal. When you say top bar,
that's what I'm like. I'm like, cool. I get it. I completely and utterly get it because it's the next stage up.
Yeah, they were the days. So that was fantastic fun. We done all that and just went on from there, really.
Oh, that's powerful.
Really.
All right, thanks, Jay. Going over to you, Russell.
I think it's Mike Scott.
Yes, Russ. Mike Scott.
So, you sold a lot of records. How did you get into the music industry, and what kind of angle did you come from?
Sort of like when I was at school,
Yeah.
we used to do a little bit of DJing and stuff like that. And then, like you said,
What's through the same kind of way as Jason explained, going to the parties?
Yeah. Pirate radio. That's where we used to hear our stuff. Like Jason, vinyl addict, loads of vinyl. Then I met Paul, and
and your life went downhill ever since.
Yeah, exactly. No, then we used to work for a distribution company where we sold lots of records. For lots
Distribution
of people.
company.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. Tell us the ins and outs for the young people that might be watching this, and because at the moment we've got a lot of youngsters, right, trying to make it as rappers because that's all they can see is that's what they've got to do to make money. So when you say distribution and stuff like that, you're actually talking. It's just a
like vinyl distribution.
Yeah, it's a different spectrum of the business.
So nowadays, that's all about MP3s. It's a lot easier to get tunes out there. But going back 10, 15 years, people used to bring us vinyl. We used to get it out to the shops.
How would they? What you're talking like music? Is it Music House where you used to cut a dub plate?
Oh yeah.
So that's how they would would go and cut the dub plate and then come to you guys.
Yeah, bring us CDs.
Hang on. Sorry, Paul.
Some people used to come with us with no money. We used to do press and distribution.
Straight up. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, get their.
What was that called? Sorry.
What the companies we used to work for?
No, what you just said a minute ago.
Press and distribution deal.
What's a press and distribution
you would
deal?
come to us with a DAT tape maybe, or a CD with a track you made in your bedroom. Most people, bedroom at the time.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And
Faithless started
if
in
we
your
liked
bedroom.
it, we would front the money up, press the tunes, get them out nationwide, and also, we used to export.
So would you say you played a hand at giving people a chance as well at a music career?
Well, back in them days, there was only really 2 prolific distribution companies. So I would say between me and Paul, probably about 50% of the garage tunes, probably that was out at the time. Yeah.
65% what went through your hands? Cheers, Russell. Go on, Paul. Go grab that mic. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so you say 65% of the garage scene or garage music that was distributed in this country and worldwide, you would say ran through you two hands?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, what happened was me and Fee were DJ partners. We first met, Weekend Rush back in the day, weren't it?
Weekend Rush, wow.
Weekend Rush, like
Fox, big up Russia and Fox and Outlaw.
So yeah, big up all the crew, man. Big up Vitamin.
What was it, 923, isn't it?
923, mate, yeah.
What was the abseiling one? Is that the one you had to abseil in?
Yeah, concrete door, yeah.
It was, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about that one anyway.
Why? Listen, it's all out there anyway.
The walls up here.
You scared it?
The walls
How
up
did
here.
you get in there then?
What's that?
Because I remember Rush.
We should just go
when I spoke, we were speaking with Eastman from Call FM, right? They said we can rush concrete on the front door. Council would try and drill in there, but they'd stick scaffold poles in so they'd catch the electric shot and all that.
Yeah, they'd put loads of CS gas in there and all that.
The army took it down in Nightingale Estate, East London.
But anyway, so going back to where me and Fee, we first met, obviously, through the music, obviously grew like a bondship through there. And Fee, I was working I was funny enough, I was a bricklayer, I was working on the counter, and all of a sudden I left earning about 800 quid a week to go and work for some dodgy distribution company.
Cool,
some back street where I used to buy my records from, not mentioning any names. I don't want to give anyone any promotion. But anyway.
Oh, is it like that, is it?
PR costs money anyway. So anyway, basically, at the end of the day, right, it's like this. So anyway, so I was going to this record shop. All of a sudden, this guy wasn't there. So I thought, then all of a sudden, I phoned him up. He's like, yeah, I've started a distribution company. So I went down there. And obviously, because he knew I was a bit of a salesy kind of guy, I ended up basically getting a job with him, like earning about £30 a week. But I had better tunes. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was earning £800 a week as a brickie. When it was when it was raining, I was going to my old man who had the cab office. Do you know what I mean? And then I was doing the radio. Do you know what I mean? So I was on the council. Come Friday, I had loads of keys. So I mean, because like all the brickland dried up on the council, and I had loads of keys. You know what I mean? For weekends, everyone had their radio station studios on that weekend. And then 3 months later, there's like 19 families living in one flat. But I mean, that wasn't me, honestly, right? But anyway, you've got to help the homeless out here, right? Anyway, moving forward from that. So me and Fee,
need help, mate.
Me and Fee, we started. Well, basically, we was working for this big distribution company together, and we like a lot of records passed hands. You know what I mean? And me and Fee basically founded Red Rose Recordings, and obviously they tried to fuck us up their arseholes. But anyway, labels crashed anyway because me and Fee's got the heroes. He's a good A&R man, I'm a good. We can hear a track and go, right, it's not going to be a hit today. It's going to be a hit in 3 years' time. We've got that gift. We've got those ears.
Like, you think that's a gift?
It's a gift from God, man.
Spotting records and spotting music,
absolutely.
spotting talent.
Yeah, because some people think, no, I don't like that, but you've got to hear the artistic creativity in it. You know what? It might not be a hit today, but with the right promotion and the right street team behind it, the right radio support.
Well, that's what David J was talking about.
Absolutely. But I mean, like, going back to obviously, me and Fee, I left Millennium, obviously, after whatever, they just kind of took the piss, didn't they? And I just.
Well, you put Architect's Body Groove in the charts, didn't you?
Okay, yeah.
I left I might as well say it, Millennium Distribution after they just run the company into the ground, really. And basically, I left there within about 3 months. Obviously, I met Nardo, funny enough. Basically, Nardo's track, Who's the Bad Man remixes, was one of the tracks that actually started PDC audio distribution back in 1999, December, after Millennium. After me making them all their money, I made, Millennium, I made them like, they just basically shafted. But I think in the end, Danny Dyer got a bit of publishing out of gets anyway, didn't he? But anyway, so what's his name?
Danny Dyer.
Donnelly, sorry. But anyway, so when I left there, I started PDC audio with me. I had my mum, my dad, my cat, my dog, my parrot, all working. Do you know what I mean? I'll give anyone a job. Anyway, so within 3 months, obviously, I was the Bad Man. That was one of the first tracks. And then I found I signed Wiley's first track, Nicole's Groove.
Yeah, by Danny S. and that. Big up Danny S.
Yeah, big up Danny S. And basically, I've got him a deal with Relentless. And then a couple of weeks later, I had Ashley from the Architects, thanks to Fee, by the way, he went down to Millenniums going, where's Baron? Because obviously, I was fundamentally with the boys' mind. The Architects got that out, you know what I mean? When everyone else didn't want to put it out, I was like, let's do it. Like, Fee was saying about press and distribution.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had...
so you fronted it up for him?
I was about 3 months old, and I had Body Groove. And when I put Body Groove out, it was just a game-changing track. No one wanted to play it. And it's funny, because I was giving DJs, because I had the distribution, I press up 1,000 vinyls, I was giving DJs like 200, just get out to all the radios, all the pirates. I was
flooding the market with it,
I just go drop 40 records off to them and that. But the thing is, it's a psychology. If you get something for nothing, you're not going to appreciate it. And then sooner or later, right, so you give it to them.
Right, stop on that though.
It's stepping, listen, let me finish.
Because you're giving away more than free PR there.
You give them a promo, right? It sits in the box. All of a sudden, they're going to Rhythm Division or whatever, and they hear the track like, yeah, EZ played that last night, boom, they buy it, even though they still got it in their box. That was the sheep mentality, but we game changed that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair play.
Once you put 3 or 4 hit records out with distribution, as soon as you find that, as soon as you tell someone, hear what, this is going to be a big record, they believe you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway.
All right, going to Jason.
So, mate.
Yeah, I think I got a promo of that one off you, didn't I? I smashed the granny out of that.
Yeah.
Out of that tune, I battered it.
So he ran psychology on you. That's why.
We have people like Jason,
playing
the stuff, out there for us.
I was going to ask Jason now. So going from into Top Buzz now, you started making your own stuff. What was next for you after that? Well, how did it evolve?
I was still buying my house because obviously it all started off as Acid House. So I used to go City Sounds and places like that and buy my house music.
City Sounds records.
Even though I was into jungle and it had gone Acid House, hardcore jungle, I was still amongst that. I was still buying my house. And then I turned around in about 93 and I was saying, you know what, there's some wicked house tunes coming out. This shit's hot.
When you talk about house coming out, you're talking about Chicago house, that kind of.
A lot of it was coming from the States. So we was doing a few things there. A lot of it was coming from the States. Cutting records, just so many different labels.
Was this the next stage after the Acid House kind of?
Well, yeah, I think it was, but I wasn't actually in it because I was still doing the jungle and the hardcore thing, which was massive. All the raves,
well, it's proper music,
Tribal
Let's have it right,
and all that. But I was still buying the house, and I thought something big's gonna happen here. And then I went to I went to the Royal Albert Hall that night. I think it was something that Tommy Mack had put on with them other fellas, and basically that was a wicked night. They had Barbara Tucker on stage, beautiful people. They had Alison Limerick down where the love is, and it was just kicking off in there. It was ramming the Albert Hall. The security didn't even know what was going on in there. It was messy in there. That's all I can say. It was proper messy, but it was a good night. I loved it. And so I just started doing that, playing that, and then Jason Kaye name came out from now, and I was doing all that. And as you well know, I was involved with, I had my own label as well, Social Circles. So I've done the releases. I broke Miss Dynamite's career for Stush, Tubby T, Daneo, who's smashing it now. I signed him when he was 16. You know what I mean? I had to go and sit down with his parents and all that. So I had all that going on, basically.
Are you still involved now, heavily?
Still involved, yeah. I'm still playing out, still out there, doing my thing, and still producing as well. I've got 9 recording studios.
Have you really?
Yeah, and that's what I do now.
Yeah, franchise, yeah, fair play. So let's have it right. We've got three gentlemen here. Well, all gentlemen who've been on that couch, but we're talking about 3 gentlemen, right? From what you say, odds stacked against them, from areas where you don't really survive, past 25 really, so people are dropping like flies, that have turned into intelligent, creative geniuses. If you had a message to tell youth of today that grew up in Tottenham, Hackney, Lewisham, and some of the most deprived areas of the UK, what would you tell them? From each of you as well. Russell first, please.
Well, you know, a lot of them are into music. A lot of them are producing. With the technology that is about nowadays, the sounds are better, you know. Also, you don't need distribution companies as much as you used to before. You know, it's about making a good tune now, really, and getting it out to as many people as you can. Social media is probably one of the big things. I don't think record companies are giving much money away nowadays.
Nah, probably
you
not.
know, so a lot of these people are doing things themselves, mate, and a lot of them are being successful, you know. Just keep at it.
Jason, from a business perspective?
Well, I'd just like to say to all the youngsters from those deprived areas and that, what it is, what you don't realise is you're a diamond, a gem, which hasn't yet been cut correctly, you know what I'm saying? So you need to just work on that. But you've got something in you what a lot of people who have had a lot more haven't got.
Yeah.
So you've got an advantage there. You just take advantage of that. Just keep pushing and try and keep on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean? If you can.
Thanks, Jason. Paul?
Wicked, Jay. Yeah, no, to be fair, at the end of the day, some people, it's in them. Do you know what I mean? But some people, they've got problems or something. You know, they might come from a broken home and stuff or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, to be fair, with me, how I got into music, to be fair, it was just kind of, it was weird, innit? It was like the pirate radio kind of fever kicked in. It stopped me going. Yeah,
well, there you go. This is what I'm saying. What would you say to people?
Going to prison.
What would you say to young kids?
Well, you know what? Just listen to your listen to. Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't even. I'll just say, listen. At the end of the day, believe in your dreams. Believe in yourself. Don't let no one put you down. If someone tells you you can't do it, just tell them I'm going to do this. And never take no for an answer. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And you know what? One day you might get it right.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Round of applause.